Hey guys, well, I wanted to make a video, quick video. Try to keep it short. For those of you who don't know me, I've been doing this whole narcissist support group, related groups, for about a little over 2 years. Got discarded about 2.5 years ago. I want to let you know you're going to be okay. Oh, life is so much better without them. Oh, I'm just getting chills just thinking about it. Thinking about how good life is. So, I wanted to give you a little encouragement, because I know where I was back even a year ago. And I wanted to use an example. I love analogies. I love looking at little things that happen and applying them to other situations. So, my daughter, who's 17, needed some money. So in this mall that I'm in, she went from store to store, and well, she was looking for a job, and then she actually went into a store shopping and got hired right on the spot at a company that just opened. I'm not going to mention the company, but it's like a clothing store. And so my daughter's very smart, top in her class, and very quick learner. Actually, very healthy boundaries. I don't know if I'm taking the credit for that, but anyway, she's at this job, and the company's very disorganized. That's why I'm not mentioning their name. They're a medium-sized chain, but she would. I used to see her a lot after work. And each day from work, she would come home, and the first day she was really excited about it. And then about the third or fourth day, she would be just tired, just drained. And I thought, hey, she hasn't really worked. This is a new situation for her, so she's adjusting, which I'm sure was a part of that. But the more I talked to her, like the following days, the more I realized that she was feeling kind of discouraged, because the lady that hired her, who, by the way, I know now, really, she finds out later, the lady didn't work for the company even. She was like somebody's personal assistant that was trying to run a clothing store and really didn't have an experience. But that's kind of where I'm getting to. And this lady didn't really know how to run the store. And so my daughter really didn't get any training. So my daughter's putting clothes away, and the lady comes up and says, no, the hangers go this way, not that way. So my daughter was getting criticized for things that she had no idea she was doing wrong. And because the lady didn't know herself, or she knew, but she was a very poor communicator, kept it all inside, my daughter constantly felt like there was something wrong with her. Like, well, there's a train following me. I'm gonna get run over by a train. You guys see that? So, so my daughter would come home discouraged, and within about 2 weeks, she said, yeah, this lady doesn't know what she's doing. This is like, she said I'm supposed to hang the hangers up to this way instead of that way. And what's funny is they hired another employee. They go through employees like, water through a sieve. They constantly have more and more employees. So when a new employee came in, the lady that trains them, that doesn't really train them, told my daughter, well, you go train her. And my daughter didn't really know how to train her. My daughter just knew how to show her the things that she did, which my daughter may have learned wrong because there was no training. So my daughter would teach this new employee the way to do things, or at least my daughter's way of doing things, which was kind of wrong too. So she's still working there, but she has an alternative. She interviewed with Lifetime Fitness, and they want her. And so now she's not sure if she's going to go there because the summer's almost over, at least for her. And anyways, that's beside the point. But the point I want to make is that this whole experience kind of is like a reminder to me of what happens with narcissism. I mean, a lot of you out there, probably 99% of you out there, are just really good people. You're smart. You're emotionally smart too. But when we get into situations which we don't really know, we're new to it, like my daughter was new to the clothing store. When you get around a narcissist, you may have never really been around them or been intimate with them. They're everywhere, but you've never really been close to one. They're going to act like they know how to be in a relationship, a loving relationship. They're going to act like that because they're kind of thrown into it too. They don't really have any deep feelings or anything, so they're going to pretend like they know what they're doing. And then you're going to be all frustrated because you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to know like how things go. And so what happens is that from generation to generation, a narcissist mom will show another kid how to be a narcissist without even knowing it because they don't know what to do. Look, these people have no empathy. So, and I believe it's from the way they were raised. I think it's more of a nurture thing. And because they don't exercise that part of their brain when they're young, the empathy is kind of like not coming back, you know, never was there, it's not coming back. So, but my point in all this, my overall point is that my daughter's still a good person. She's still really smart. She's got an exit strategy because she set her boundaries. She's like, all right, if I'm not happy here, I'm going out to Lifetime Fitness, working there in the daycare. And that's what I want to encourage you, is that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. All that stuff that they tell you, you're hanging the hangers wrong, you know, that you didn't know. I mean, there's one part of knowing what to do and not doing it, and then there's just, but there's still that thing in you that you're still an empathetic person, you're still a compassionate person. Now, you've been told by them that you aren't, and because you've been picked at and prodded and just made to get reactions, the narcs love for you to react. Because you've been poked in that, you are gonna react, and you're gonna feel shame about that, because that's not you. It really isn't you. So what you've been through is normal. It happens a lot. And again, there's nothing wrong with you. Now, what might help though is you just need a different strategy. You need a different store. You need a different place to work at, right? With my daughter, one thing my daughter had though was she had the healthy boundaries to say, I'm going to work at this store and then I'm going to leave if it gets bad. A lot of us don't have the Lifetime Fitness out there, the other store that they're going to work at. So that exit strategy is really important. And I'll say that having the boundaries in place is even more important. To know when to leave. Have a plan B, but also know when to leave. But again, there's nothing wrong. I mean, I felt 2 years ago that I was just this failure, this miserable failure. And in a lot of ways, I had failures. And because of being around the narcissist, you don't feel good, and they almost want that because they have to be one up on everybody. And guess what? If you're the closest one to them, they're going to be one up on you. Yeah, it's weird to be in a competitive relationship. You're in a relationship where there's competition all the time, and you never really feel that connection. And see, I can tell you that being out of that relationship and being in another one, after taking some time off to see where I was maybe having some boundary stuff, worked on my boundaries. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me. It means that, just like going to school, right? If you want to learn how to be a doctor, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. You need to go to school and learn how to be a doctor, and then you'll be a good doctor. If you start practicing without a license and you don't go to school, well, you won't be allowed to. You'll be arrested. But my point is that there's you, the person, there's you, the core of you, and then there's your behavior. Your behavior isn't you. Your behavior is your learned responses. It's how you act and how you react. And again, when somebody's picking and prodding at you, you're going to be like that animal that's been abused. And when somebody goes up to pet it, it goes like this, you know. It thinks you're going to hit it. So you're going to lash out. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. In fact, it's okay to be angry. Just don't stay there, right? So I know a lot of you everybody's at different stages. Some people are 1 day out. Some people are 720 days out. And you'll see at different stages. It's true. The longer time heals, and it may feel like worse on day 30 than day 1. The first few months, at least for me, was a lot of up days and then really down days, and I feel like I'm getting worse. You know, curl up in my bed, not wanting to go out, not wanting to do anything. But I can tell you that, like a year, I mean, I know some of you don't want to wait a year, but trust me, it gets better. It gets better. It does so much. I'm speaking for a lot of girls too. I know you look at me, oh, you're a guy, you know. It's like, no, we get equally abused as well. So I just wanted to offer you that encouragement, that stick in there, go no contact. That's the first thing you can do. Leave the bad clothing store, or get ready to, if you haven't even done that. Go no contact. Read a couple of books. Psychopath 3, the Boundaries book, is another one. That's the title, Boundaries. And what you want to do is you'll take that time, not to correct you because there's anything wrong with you, but to just learn some new behaviors, to get your doctor's license, to learn, just like going to school. You were never taught, so now's the time to learn. And who doesn't love learning something new, right? No, we all hate change. That's true. But now you've got a reason to change. And I'll tell you what, because this is so impactful to you, so deep and so meaningful, it gives you the energy, it gives you the drive to totally change your life and transform it into something that you don't even know is possible right now. I'm telling you that because I'm just so at peace with everything. I don't let bad people in my life. It's like I can see them a mile away. They don't even come up to me anymore because of the way I am. I guess I'm exuding vibrational energy that says, stay the fuck away from me, Narcs. I guess that's how it is. But I don't have any, I don't know. I could go on and on about how great it is, but let's get you there. This group will help. Get a support group. Get some one-on-one with people. I mean, get a little clip going where you all kind of help each other along. So you're not in this alone. God, there's millions of people that are going through this that haven't even reached the awareness that you've reached. And again, I did a video about awareness. It's so key, that being aware of just how you feel about things, that's going to help you learn. That's going to help teach you. Like, you're going to analyze stuff. At least that's what I did. It helped me. Is that these books will teach you to do that, to listen to your gut and listen to why you did something. Because right now you've been, at least like me, I was overriding my gut. My gut knew stuff was wrong. My gut knew stuff was bad. But you get used to it, you get comfortable with it, and you learn how to override your intuition. So what I can guarantee you is that if you take the time off to take the books, treat yourself okay, again, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Got that? If you take that time and educate yourself, then you've got like the rest of your life is ahead of you, and it's easier. It's easier because you can spot them a mile away. It's kind of a game too, to see what these guys do, if you really think about it. But anyways, just wanted to shout that out there. Love you guys. Toodles.